Hello, guys, and welcome to this week's episode of the Limitless Landscapers podcast. I'm Paula, your host, and today I'm talking about my 14-year journey in landscaping. I say mine and Mike's 14 years of starting, running, managing, owning a landscaping business and all that it brings. So, this is a podcast about reflection and hopefully some insights, inspiration, and motivation for you guys in your landscaping businesses. So, if this sounds of interest to you, let's go to the show.
As the co-founders of the Landscaper Circle, we help you get more money, time and freedom to become limitless through our experiences as fellow landscapers and our tried and tested methods. If you want help with your marketing, managing or growing your business, you've definitely come to the right place. If you're a landscaper, garden designer or supplier to the industry, then hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Now, let's get back to the show.
Hello, guys, and welcome to the Limitless Landscapers podcast. I'm Paula, your host, and yes, it's been 14 years since Aura Landscapes came about. Now, I was reflecting on this because 14 years is a long time. Over on Instagram, I put together a reel of projects and team events and significant dates that have happened in the last 14 years. And it was really hard because 14 years is a long time. So, first of all, I'm just really excited that we made 14 years, particularly with the ups and downs we've had over time. And if you want to hear more of that, about that, you can go back to, I think it was podcast episode 1, where I talk about the journey in my landscaping business and some of the ups and downs that have happened since starting. We started the business in February 2012. Was it 2012? No, it wasn't. February 2010. And yeah, so this year it's 14 years. And as you're probably saying, it's March now, Paula. Why are you mentioning it now? Because to be honest, in February, I completely forgot. And it was only when I was looking at LinkedIn, I think, that possibly threw up an anniversary or Facebook threw up a memory that I thought, oh my God, I've nearly completely bypassed the anniversary of our business and said nothing about it when actually it's a huge milestone. So I am going to congratulate myself, the team, Mike, for that because 14 years is massive for a small business. It's massive that we've achieved that. It's massive that we're still going. It's such a celebration. And it's also great for our clients to see because we're not just a drop in the ocean, as in we haven't started the company and we've gone immediately. We've stood the test of time, which means we're able to uphold guarantees, which means we can show that our workmanship has stood the test of time as well because we are still here. And it's just a great thing all round, really. And something that I literally just counted up because I totally forgot is something that I'm particularly proud of. And it's the fact that we are multiple award winning. Now, I don't know of another business that has as many awards as we've accumulated over the last 14 years. And I roughly counted today, I could be wrong, but at last count, it was 37 as of this year. And that's for business, that's for service, and that's for our projects that, mostly for our projects. So, of that, I am super proud because it just shows, again, to our clients, our competitors, that we're here to stay. We are a force to be reckoned with in the industry, and our standards and our workmanship and our creativity continues to be there throughout the years. Now, this year we haven't entered any awards. I regularly tend to do this, take some breaks, because it can be quite exhausting, not just getting the photographs and the applications in that you have to do on time to whatever deadlines the associations or places decide, but it's also then you've got the award ceremonies, you've got all the anticipation and hype. So we have taken a few years off over the years, but we do love to make that part of our company ethos. We do like to make it part of our aims and our goals as we grow as a business. So next year, 100%, there will be some more projects going in. It also depends on what projects you've done in the year as well, and whether you've got them done, the ones that you wanted to enter, whether they're done in time for that award entry season. So all of these things come into play, but I am extremely proud of the fact that we've built not only a company with longevity, but also one that is multi-award winning and will continue to win awards for their quality of work and the designs behind it, the build, the attention to detail, all of these things is I'm just really proud of. And I want to share that with you because you might be thinking whether an awards strategy is for you. And I would say it never hurts. It's probably not going to be the reason people buy from you. I've never had someone say, oh, actually, I lie. I had one person say they wanted an award-winning garden like their friend had done. But that's about it in 14 years. One in 14 years cared. Whether it adds credibility and reputation, which I think it does, no one has actively said you've won this award, so I want you to do my job. So it's just a nice thing to be able to do. It's great to be able to celebrate with the team. And when you're looking back and reflecting, when you do something like this, an anniversary reflection on your business, then you can look back and say, I did good. We won a couple of awards this year and we're still here. So yes, 14 years and 37 awards. Something that's been really important that I need to reflect upon in my business or our business, I'll speak on behalf of Mike, is the changes and fluctuations in team. Now, I haven't got a magic bullet that I can share with you or a magic strategy of how I have managed to get staff and keep them. I am very proud of the fact that we have grown some of our skilled landscapers from apprentices upwards. Part of the strategy this year, we've just taken on 2 more apprentices to be able to train. They'll be going off to college in April to start their apprenticeships in horticulture with Sparshot College. We've taken on 2 this year to further develop the business and hopefully grow some more of our own. Our most landscaper team leader that we have working alongside us is Luke, and he's been with us 10 years and he came as an apprentice. So that has been a core. He's learnt the trade. He had some passion for horticulture and then he learnt with us, learnt the Aura Landscapes way, and now he is Aura Landscapes through and through. And he is one of the key players in the team. So he's managed to progress not just his skill and knowledge, but also progression within the company, which is something that we are fostering as we take on more apprentices and start building the team, continue to build the team. And our team has fluctuated hugely, but something that is key throughout is making sure you've got a team that works together. I think the worst mistakes I've made over these 14 years is thinking that people will just get on, and they don't. If your team does not get on, you are going to have issues, not just in getting projects delivered on time and to budget, but generally it's bad eggs that are within your team. They will poison others. So you will get new people on, and if they work with a poison apple, which I call them, they will then poison that new person, whether it's against the company, the team, anything. It just causes poison to spread and a rot to spread within the team. Now, this has happened multiple times over 14 years, as I'm sure you can imagine. But it's really important to notice if you have a bad egg, a rotten apple, whatever you want to call them, and you nip it in the bud as quick as you can, because ultimately there's been far too many times over these 14 years where I've kept hold of those sorts of staff members and it has only held us back. So if I'd have made those braver decisions earlier, we would have been probably further ahead much quicker than we were able to, and maybe certain things wouldn't have happened. Although, as my philosophy, I believe everything's meant to happen for a reason. And I believe everything is here to deliver us a core lesson that we can take forward, and it's up to us to listen to that lesson. I take full responsibility for that. However, and I don't regret that, it's just a tip or be mindful of, if you are getting a bad feeling of someone, the best thing to do is to nip it in the bud quickly. Don't let it fester, develop, infiltrate the rest of your team, because then you are left with a poor performing team or an unhappy team that are for no other reason than because they've been poisoned by this bad egg. So team has been a really key thing, as you can imagine, for Aura Landscapes to be able to get to this point. And I'm really excited because this year, or last year, end of last year, we took on Sean as our soft landscaping and planting guru, manager, and he has brought a lot to the table. He's also enabled us as a business to be able to offer a brand new service. So now we have added the opportunity and service to our clients that we take them from design to build to planting and then to maintenance as well. So we're now able to deliver all of the soft landscaping in-house. We are able to deliver a maintenance package for any of our clients that want it, as well as planting plans. And basically, Sean's brought the soft touch to Aura Landscapes. We started the business as a predominantly hard landscaping specialist. We wanted to become the leaders in that. We then thought if we needed to get soft landscaping elements within a garden transformation as we progressed as a company, we would outsource that. We would subcontract it to someone. We tried it a few times. It never quite worked. And actually, last year, we just bit the bullet, took an opportunity that was presented to us, and we got Sean on board. And now we're able to offer so much more for our clients. And what this does for our business is it improves the bottom line. It gives us more services to offer to our clients, so we can upsell the maintenance package, for instance. It's got more of a advantageous revenue that recurs, the recurring revenue with maintenance clients. And it also enables us to become a full service, an end-to-end company. So we can deliver everything from your initial thoughts and design and concept right through to keeping it looking amazing all year round. Now we offer an end-to-end service. Our clients only need to go to one company. They don't need to go anywhere else if they choose to work with us at Aura Landscapes. And I think that's going to bring, I'm super excited to see how the rest of this year goes and also going into next year as well. And as a growing landscaping company yourselves, you need to start looking at ways that you can develop and offer services and look for those opportunities that could be presented to you at any time, just like Sean, meeting Sean and then taking him on board did. Something else that has had a key bearing on how we are still here 14 years later is the fact that I have always utilized the services of business coaches. I have always outsourced our accounting, for instance. I've basically paid for the services of others to help up level myself quicker and up level my knowledge base quicker. I am the landscapers coach to other landscapers, but along the way in my landscaping business, I have utilized the services of a business coach myself because it's important for many reasons. It's important to get another person's perspective, especially when you are in the middle of a business. You are growing this business that you think is amazing. You think of new ideas, you think of new opportunities, and you just want to run with it. And really, sometimes you need someone to say, whoa, slow down. Why are you doing that? Or you might want them to just hash out your ideas with you instead of just running with it yourself. And also, you want someone who cares about when something's going and when something's going wrong. You want that cheerleader, you want that support system. And that's what a coach will give you. On the accountant side of things, I know about running numbers and I know the importance of numbers, but I don't have the time to sit there and get into the nitty-gritty. So I've always, from day one, outsourced bookkeeping and accountancy so that I have someone else looking at the numbers as well. I obviously run cash flow forecast for my business, but I have someone else doing more of the in-depth number crunching for me so that I don't have to. And they are infinitely more knowledgeable in that area than I am. And I can get some really good advice from them as well. If you have a good accountant and the right accountant, that's what they should be doing. They should be looking at your business and helping you get to that growth that you are aiming for, helping you to achieve your goals, and also being as efficient as possible when it comes to tax and etc. All of the boring accountancy stuff. So that has been really important in my business. And alongside this is the cash flow forecasting. Running the numbers has saved this business on multiple times over the last 14 years. It has saved us from going bust multiple times, and it has saved me from myself in ways, as in it has saved me from just saying yes to everything and not actually having the funding there to be able to do. The amount of times I have said to my clients, have you run the numbers for that decision? Have you looked at your cash flow forecasting to see if you need an injection of cash, or whether you can take your wages, or whether you can buy that next item on your list for the business? Running the numbers is key at all times, and it still is important in your business, no matter how old your business gets, no matter how far removed you make yourself from the business. Running the numbers and having a cash flow forecast that's accurate and up to date is really key. It's really key to stave off any anxiety as well, because sometimes you can, as a business owner, you can be worrying about money, you can be worrying about invoices being paid, or what's coming in and out. And if you're able to run a accurate, up-to-date, regular cash flow forecast, it can help alleviate that money anxiety and all the anxiety around that. I did it recently with a client of mine, and essentially he'd put in the incorrect balance somewhere along the year. And as soon as we amended it and changed it to the actual real time balance, suddenly he went from a negative cash flow forecast into a positive. And it was all because he'd put an incorrect number in. But it took me having a look at it with him to be able to work that out, and then to really look at the numbers and get more in depth, more in detail, and more accurate on them, so that he could really relieve the anxiety around money and actually look at how he could grow the business and how quickly he could grow the business going forward based on this accurate numbers. So I cannot stress enough how running the numbers is super important for goal setting, for planning, for relieving anxiety, and just for basically having a business that lasts, longevity. If I'd never put that in, I can't remember the year I put it in, but it was a business coach that told me to do it when we were looking at renting our first yard space. So it's many moons ago, it feels. But essentially, if I'd never started then, I don't know where I would be in business now. Because like I said, it has saved me on multiple occasions. It's also helped me make really good decisions as well. And it's just helped me get more of a grip around my own business and the numbers. So running the numbers is super key to business longevity, I believe. What else has happened over the last 14 years that I want to share with you guys? There's so much that I could do multiple episodes on this. I could go through all the lows, all the highs, but essentially it's down to you guys as well. You have to have, and something that I've worked on really more so in the last 3 years, I would say, but I wish if I'd known about it for longer, I would have worked it longer, is working on my mindset. Because if you do not work on that mindset, this is where your business can fall into trouble, because your mind is not in the game. So having a really positive mindset, practicing mindset practices, and I'm going a bit woo now, but essentially this is really important, and it is part of the reason why my business is still here today. If you are keeping your mind positive, it lends itself to creating that positive and happy energy around you, of which you attract. You all know about the law of attraction, manifestation. it's all around mindset and energy. And that's really important to keep on top of, particularly when sometimes you can feel like you are the only one working. You work the most hours, you take the least money if you added up all the hours that you work in your business. The passion tends to dry up when you go through crises. Maybe you're not getting enough leads in, maybe money's looking bad, maybe you've got some poor staff, maybe they've ruined a job, you're going to have to go back and fix it. Your marketing might not be working, you've spent thousands on ads and it's not doing its job, whatever that might be. Essentially, if your mindset is not on point, or you're not doing your mindset practices, and by mindset practices, it could be just sitting quietly, doing some meditation, doing some journaling, thinking and reflecting like I'm doing today in my from 14 years of business. All this is reflection time for me and sharing my thoughts with you. Maybe it's taking time for a walk outside in the fresh air and the sun if we get any. Maybe it's doing some physical activity. Perhaps it's spending some time with the family with your phones off. Perhaps it's having a few hours off the business and doing something that you love to do, or seeing friends or seeing family. Whatever it might be, do those things that keep you feeling positive, because it's really key to having a really good business, and also then helping you look at work-life balance as well, because work-life balance is really important. It's something we didn't have back when we started the business. It's something that I feel we've got way better at as we've gone on. I think having the children helped, but definitely over the last few years, I myself have got a huge grasp of the work-life balance. And Mike has even managed to keep his weekends protected from work. And he's putting in steps to obviously come off the tools more and more as we move forward in the business. So work-life balance has improved immensely. And part of that is through a change in mindset from Mike. It's definitely my inner work that I've done that's changed my mindset as well. But essentially, keeping on top of your mindset, looking at your work-life balance is also super important, and why we are still going strong at 14 years. Also, it's helped where we work together, we're husband and wife, we run what is a family-run business. It could have all ended in tears 14 years ago. It could have ended in tears a few years ago, but we've carried on. And part of that is because work-life balance is key, because we can't always be working. Happy to talk loads more on this if that's of interest to you guys going forward in another podcast. But that has been quite an epic shift for me, mostly in this business as we've gone into our 14th year. So that's my reflections. What's for the future? I'm quite excited because we are currently getting our new yard space, not the design space. We are creating a yard space, part of our friend's warehouse actually, that we're creating into a yard for the team as it gets bigger. On that note, we've just hired 2 new members of staff. So we've got an in-house designer coming on board, which I'm very excited about, and also a new hard landscaping team leader, so we can grow our hard landscaping team even further. We've got our 2 new apprentices, which we've taken on board, who will jump between both hard landscaping and soft, because now the horticultural qualification, they need you to learn both aspects, which is great. So they'll go between the soft landscaping team and the hard landscaping team. We are currently hiring for another soft landscaper, head team leader of the soft landscaping team. So that's someone that we're currently looking for. We obviously have our existing team and Sean. We have our new lady in the office, Anne-Marie, who seems to be working more and more hours for us, doing lots of exciting stuff, such as running Zero, going, helping and assisting the accountant, and also helping with any admin tasks, putting it into place, systems and processes. And essentially, she takes a lot off my plate. So she does take on a lot of things from me. She's doing all the quotes and everything. So Anne-Marie's been an absolute legend and excellent addition to the Aura Landscapes family. So this is all pretty exciting developments for me. I feel like I'm really growing a strong team. And then we also have the design space, our showroom. The showroom that has been in the making for almost 2 years will eventually and finally be open for business this year, because it's where our designer is going to be based. It's where our products are going to be showcased, where our creativity can be showcased in the show gardens that's going to be built. And also, it's an office where currently we do reside from there, but it will be then open to the public, hopefully, fingers crossed, by June at the very latest. I really would like it open by, I wanted it open by April, but as that's 2 weeks away, I think that's a little bit too soon. I'm hoping by June it will be open to the public so they can visit, they can touch and feel the products that they could have in their gardens and outdoor spaces. They can look and be inspired at the show gardens that we're creating, and they can meet the Aura Landscapes team. They can have their design on the big screen. It's going to be awesome. And when it is open to the public, I will be, marketing an open day. So if any of you wanted to come down, have a look, you can. It's based in Hampshire, just around the corner from us. It's going to be cool. So that's something that's finally going to be open for business, instead of just kind of office per place that we pay for at the moment. So that's going to be an awesome new addition for this year. We've also got an entry into Beautiful Borders for Gardeners World Live in Bewley. So we will be down there telling everyone about how amazing Aura Landscapes is, and hopefully generating a few new clients from there. What else have we got this year? I can't think off the top of my head. I think we're going to be doing a few other plant sales and little local shows with Sean. Me and Sean are going to be going to do that. This year we've also done our first career fair, where we spoke to year 10 and 11s at a school in Winchester, actually in Hampshire, about careers in landscaping, and potentially maybe they should think about that as a potential career. So that was actually really nice, quite rewarding. Met some other lovely exhibitors there as well, who were also talking to the students. And it was just really nice to be doing something like that to promote landscaping, not just the hard landscaping, but showcasing the different careers people can have in landscaping should they choose to do so. Yeah, it's been a really cool year so far for Aura Landscapes. There's so much in the future that I feel we're not done yet. It's 14 years. I've got lots and lots of goals, or should I say, I keep saying we have lots and lots of goals for the future. And I'm just really excited about 2024. So watch this space, follow at Aura Landscapes on Instagram if you so wish, and you'll be able to see the progress we're making with our yard, our staff, and also my most excited bit is the design space, because like I say, it's been a long time in the making. I can't remember when it started. It started at one of the national awards we went to with Marshalls, and it just has grown and snowballed from that initial conversation we had. And when the space came available, we grasped it, we grabbed the opportunity. Probably shouldn't have done, because it's cost us quite considerably money-wise and investment-wise to have it sitting there empty and then only being used as an office currently is quite frustrating. However, I believe that we took the opportunity when it came about, and we wouldn't have got it if we'd waited. So there's reasons why things happen. And actually it's coming quite handy we ran a recruitment day where we held all of our interviews over one day for all different positions. So, it enabled us to do that because we had a premises to be able to do that from. Yes, this year, onwards and upwards, it's going to be epic. And I will be sharing the journey with you, like I said, over on Instagram. Also, I'll be bringing a lot more into TLC. So I'll share some insights on the podcast, and I might do some videos for TLC over at the Landscapers Coach. And of course, if you've got any questions, just give me a shout. give me a shout at the Landscapers Coach, drop me a DM message, jump onto the website, fill in the contact form, however you so wish. If you've got any questions or thoughts or want me to cover anything else in the podcast, let me know. And on that note, I will love you and leave you and see you on the next episode of the Limitless Landscapers podcast. Ciao for now.